The Golden Globe nominations and the television categories are hot, hot, hot. Will Modern Family win for Best Comedy again? And why was Homeland dissed?
Why was it? Here to discuss surprises, snubs, and which stars will walk away with the gold is TV Guide magazine editor Bruce Spratz.
Hey there, Bruce.
Welcome,
Good to
Bruce.
see you guys.
Okay, so why was Homeland dissed?
Well,
it used to be a critic's darling, and now
it did,
nothing.
Yeah, it won a lot of them last year. But the Golden Globes are famous for having a very short attention span.
Okay.
They move on very quickly to what's new, what's fresh. The Emmys, other award shows tend to nominate the same people over and over again, whereas the Golden Globes like to be surprising. So a lot of people felt like Homeland has gone downhill in terms of quality. I thought this season that just ended was a little bit better than last season, actually, but Damian Lewis was gone for a lot of the season. People were complaining about that, and so the Golden Globes just moved on.
Okay, well, you know, Homeland wasn't the only critical darling ignored. Mad Men, Boardwalk Empire, The Walking Dead, and Game of Thrones all came up short. What happened?
Well, they've all been on for 2 years or more, and the Golden Globes are ready for what's next.
They're like George Clooney.
Yeah, exactly.
They date you for 2 years and then they dump you.
Yep, exactly.
Man,
Yeah,
Boardwalk
and there
Empire was amazing this season.
I know,
Game of
I
Thrones,
know.
amazing. I can't believe this.
Do they
know,
even
but-
consider it at that point, or is it really
They
like a
still consider
2-year
it.
limit?
They still consider it. And some shows, I mean, Modern Family is still nominated. They do stick with some shows, but they like, because they're the first award show out after the fall season, they like to jump on the shows before anybody else can get to them and sort of claim them as, oh, we were the first ones to notice this new show. And there were some good new shows this year.
All right, so let's talk about who was actually nominated.
Okay.
Best Drama Series, Breaking Bad, Downton Abbey, The Good Wife, House of Cards, Masters of Sex. Who will walk home with the Globe?
I think Breaking Bad will take it for the final season. I mean,
Really?
it was so
Okay.
good. It made so much noise. The Globes have been a little bit behind on Breaking Bad, actually. They were not one of the first ones to jump on it, so I think they're going to want to put their mark on it and say, oh, for the final season, we're going to give it the honor. But, you know, there's some new shows in there, too. So you could see something like Masters of Sex. I mean, the Golden Globes love sex. We know that. So
That's for sure. And what about Downton Abbey?
Downton Abbey, you know, it's been around for a few years. It might have an advantage because it's an English show, and this is the foreign press that's voting, so sometimes foreign nominees do better. But I have a feeling it'll be Breaking Bad this year.
Okay.
So if you're starting or ending, you're sitting in a good spot.
Yes, exactly. In the middle, they lose interest for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to Best Actor in a Television Drama Series. Bryan Cranston, Breaking Bad. Levi Schreiber, Ray Donovan, love
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael Sheen, Masters of Sex, as you mentioned before. Kevin Spacey, House of Cards. James Spader, The Blacklist.
Now, I
Yeah.
think it's between Liev Schreiber and James Spader. What do you think?
I think Liev Schreiber will win. You'll notice there's 4 of 5 nominees from new shows in that category, so that shows you how much the Golden Globes pay attention to what's new. And Liev Schreiber was amazing on Ray Donovan on Showtime. It's a
Yes.
show that if the Golden Globes kind of point attention to it, more people might watch, so
Right.
there's a benefit from it that way.
Okay.
So I think it could be their year. But James Spader is great on The Blacklist, too, and that show has a bigger audience. So
And it's NBC, finally.
it's
Some
NBC,
good news
that's
for
true.
NBC,
Yeah, so the
right?
Golden Globes are on NBC, so he might have a little bit of an edge there. But
Okay.
I'm
Now,
going to
you
go with
mentioned the
Liev.
bigger audience. Do they take that into consideration, or is it more about
Sometimes.
storyline and acting?
Sometimes, but not always. I mean, the Golden Globes were the first people to recognize Ricky Gervais on The Office when it was only on BBC America. So sometimes they like to be ahead of the curve. They nominated Tatiana Maslany from Orphan Black, also on BBC America this year. No one else has given her recognition. So they kind of like to be out on the cutting edge.
Okay.
Well, you mentioned Tatiana Maslany. She's been nominated yet again for Best Actress in a Television Drama alongside Juliana Margulies, Taylor Schilling, Kerry Washington, and Robin Wright for House of Cards.
Yes, I think it's going to be Kerry Washington's year.
Well,
Sorry.
She has
we
been,
knew you'd be happy about that.
She's really been on fire this year. The ratings for Scandal are great. She had Django Unchained earlier in the year. She's just everywhere right now, and so I think, and she's pregnant. And, you know, I think it's going to be a great Golden Globe moment for her to go up on stage. She didn't win the Emmy. A lot of people thought she should have won the Emmy.
Yeah, people thought that was a huge snub.
Yeah, so the Golden Globes can kind of come in and say, oh, we got it right. You know, we gave it to Kerry Washington.
They
so
got it wrong. But Juliana Margulies always wins.
she's great, and The Good Wife has had a real comeback season this year in terms of quality. And that's another thing. The Golden Globes really pays attention to quality. If a show goes into a slump, they don't nominate it, and then when it comes back, they do. So unlike the Emmy voters, the SAG voters who tend to just click the same boxes year after year, the Golden Globes really seem like they're paying attention because it's a very small voting group, and they watch a lot of television.
Okay.
All right. Well, now to my favorite category, the Best Comedy Series. And up for it is The Big Bang Theory, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Girls, Modern Family, and Parks and Recreations. I tend to like Modern Family and Big Bang Theory.
Well, I'm rooting for Brooklyn Nine-Nine just because
a newcomer,
it's
of
a new
course.
show.
The critics love this show.
It's gotten great reviews. The ratings have not been great, so
No.
they can really help it out by giving it Best Comedy, really draw attention to it. They're going to air an episode after the Super Bowl with Adam Sandler, so they're going to have some momentum going in through January and February. So I would love it if they gave it to Brooklyn Nine-Nine just to reward the best new comedy of the year, which it really is.
But will they actually win is the question.
We shall see. I
We
mean,
shall see.
there's a possibility. Modern Family certainly,
I
has
think it's
had a
gonna
good
be
year.
Modern Family again.
And Big Bang Theory is on fire too. But I think when in doubt, always go with what the newest thing is with the Golden Globe. So.
Okay, all right. Best actor in a TV comedy series, Jason Bateman for Arrested Development, Don Cheadle for House of Lies, Michael J. Fox, The Michael J. Fox Show, Jim Parsons, The Big Bang Theory, and Andy Samberg.
That was a
Brooklyn
surprise that Andy
Nine-Nine.
Samberg got a Best Actor nomination.
Well,
I mean, I love
clearly,
Brooklyn
you're
Nine-Nine.
on the same page.
But I think they're going to give it to Michael J. Fox. Again, it's a new show. He's a sentimental favorite. It'll be a great moment when he goes up on stage. A lot of times they think about the show because the Golden Globes is the most entertaining award show
That's
there
true.
is. So a lot of times you say, well, what's going to be the best moment of who's going to win, and that's who's going to win. And I think Michael J. Fox out of this category would be the one. Everyone would give him a standing ovation. It would be very heartwarming. And the show is very good, and he's good on it. So I think it's going to be Michael J. Fox.
Now, Don Cheadle won last year.
Yes. Yeah.
But no
I think they'll move
repeat.
on. I think they'll move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be a great comeback for Mike, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and everyone loves him. I mean, how can you not?
All right, so Best Actress in a Television Comedy Series, Zoe Deschanel for New Girl, Lena Dunham, Girls, Edie Falco, Nurse Jackie, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Veep, funny, I love that, and Amy Poehler, Parks and Recreations. I'm going to say Amy or Julia.
Well, Amy is co-hosting this year with Tina Fey, so that might give her a little bit of an edge. But I think it's going to be Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's won the Emmy the last 2 years in a row. She's also nominated for movies this year. She's nominated for Best Actress for Enough Said, which I don't think she'll win for because she's up against some real heavyweights in that category. So I think this will be kind of the consolation prize. And she's just so great. I mean, she
Right.
just got nominated for. She just got entered into the TV Academy Hall of Fame. I mean, when you look at her career, that she's had 3 shows that she's won Emmys for in different roles, she really is up there among the greatest comedians in TV history. So I think they will reward her again this year.
All right. Best actor in a miniseries or motion picture made for television, Matt Damon behind the Candelabra, Michael Douglas behind the Candelabra, Chiwetel Ejiofor Dancing on the Edge, Idris Elba, Luther, Al Pacino, Phil Spector.
I think it will be Michael Douglas. He won the Emmy. It was really a tour de force. The only kind of X factors in there are that Idris Elba and Chiwetel Ejiofor are also both nominated for movies and may not win for 12 Years a Slave and Mandela. So there might be a consolation prize kind of factor going in there.
Or what if they both had an opportunity to walk away with 2 awards that evening?
They could. There's a number of actors who have that opportunity this year, like Julia Dreyfus, these two. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think that, again, Michael Douglas is the biggest star, the biggest kind of Hollywood name. And it'll be a great moment if he goes up on stage. Everyone, loves him. He's come back from cancer. He's having marital problems. If you're in the tabloids, it helps because that gives more buzz to you winning. So.
Well, Idris and Chiwetel better get involved with
Yeah,
some scandal.
they need to have some
scandals going.
Yeah.
Drama.
I know, that's what they need.
All right, so Best Actress in a Miniseries or Motion Picture Made for Television, Helena Bonham Carter for Burton and Taylor,
Yeah.
Rebecca Ferguson, The White Queen, Jessica Lange, American Horror Story,
Right.
Helen Mirren, Phil Spector, and Elizabeth Moss, The Top of the Lake.
I
What's your
think
take?
it's going to be Jessica Lange. She's
Yeah.
now played 3 different roles in 3 different seasons of American
That's
Horror
true.
Story. She's great no matter what she plays. Again, she's sort of considered Hollywood royalty at this point, and so I think she's going to win this year.
Okay.
All right. Best Supporting Actor in a Series or Miniseries, Josh Charles, The Good Wife, Rob Lowe, Behind the Candelabra, Aaron Paul, Breaking Bad, Corey Stoll, House of Cards, Jon Voight, Ray Donovan. Jon Voight.
I love Jon Voight. I do love Jon Voight, I gotta
Hollywood
say.
royalty.
And
Jon
again, with the Angelina Jolie factor,
Exactly.
you've got added in there. And yeah, it would be great if Ray Donovan won for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. It would really give the show a boost. So I would say that, although if they go full Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul certainly was amazing in the final season and might take it home this year.
All right. Last
close.
category,
All
Shannon,
right.
before we get to cheers and jeers, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Best Supporting Actress in a Series, Miniseries, or Motion Picture Made for Television, Jacqueline Bisset, Dancing in the Edge, Janet McTeer, White Queen, Hayden Panettiere, Nashville, which got great reviews this year, Monica Porter, Parenthood, and Sofia Vergara for Modern Family.
I know who you want to win.
Sofia Vergara.
I'm going to go with Sofia Vergara, too. Again,
Yes! Woo!
the Golden Globes love sex appeal, and
she brings it.
She does bring it. So, you're going to want to see her up on stage. Whatever gown she's wearing, I'm sure will be raising eyebrows, among other things. And so I think that it'll be her year to
And
win.
she rocked the baby bump like no other.
Yeah, exactly. She had a good
Season.
storyline this year. She's everywhere. People love her. I think it's going to be her year.
Okay, so the Cheers and Jeers issue
Yes.
is out next week.
Yes.
Talk to us about it. Who should we be watching in 2014?
Well, certainly looking back on 2013, it was the year of Breaking Bad. So the question is, what's going to be the next series that kind of takes over the mantle of the best drama on television? And the one I'm most excited about is True Detective on HBO, which is a limited series with Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey as detectives in Louisiana. I've seen the first episode. It's fantastic. They're trying to make it into sort of like American Horror Story. Each year there'll be a different cast, a different storyline. But I think just the star power of those two, also considering they've got movies out now too, big movies like Hunger Games and Dallas Buyers Club, I think that's the show to watch for in 2014.
Well, tell us about Orange is the New Black, because I thought it was a great show. I was hoping to see more nominations for the Golden Globes for that show.
Well, I think they made a mistake in nominating it as a drama instead of a comedy. I think some of these shows kind of are on the line between drama and comedy. It got nominated for Best Actress for Taylor Schilling, but I think if they had entered it as a comedy, it would have had a better chance of getting a Best Series nomination as well. So it's a judgment call. The same thing in movies this year. There are a number of movies that are in the comedy category you wouldn't necessarily expect because there's less competition there. So you've got The Wolf of Wall Street and American Hustle and some of these movies that you look at the trailers at least and you think, that doesn't really look like a comedy. I mean, there's probably some funny moments in it, but it's all a political decision if you enter as a comedy or a drama, and sometimes it affects you positively or negatively in terms of how many nominations you get.
Which other shows won TV Guide's Cheers?
Well, let's see. It's definitely a good year for The Good Wife. The Good Wife came in very well. The Big Bang Theory is definitely the hottest comedy on TV right now. And you know, the whole world of cable, The Walking Dead, you know, a lot of these shows that even the Golden Globes, you know, are a little bit over, we still love. Boardwalk Empire, things like that.
Well, real quick, tell us, how do the Golden Globes fare in comparison to the other award shows? Can we expect, if they win at the Golden Globes, to also win other nominations?
Not necessarily. They kind of go their own way. That's the thing that's fun about them, is you never know who they're going to nominate. You never know who's going to win. People are drinking in the ballroom, so you never know what they're going to say. You know, Woody Allen is winning this year for Lifetime Achievement, but he's not going to be there, so Diane Keaton is accepting for him.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
Right.
so there's, and Amy Poehler and Tina Fey did a great job last year hosting, so everyone's looking forward to that. I think Ricky Gervais left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. He was a little too mean. They hit the right note of being snarky, but not cruel.
Not cruel.
So, so I think it's going to be a good show.
Well, we'll be watching with our eyes wide open. Can't wait.
Bruce,
Me too.
thank you so much for being here. You are
Thank you.
awesome. Come
Thank
back
you very
again
much.
soon, okay?
I would love to, yes.
All right.
And now we want to know who you think is going to take home the Golden this year. Tweet us at Arise TV 360.